Yo, what's poppin'? Welcome back to Bhroman Braapsody. This is my day 18 of the 18 days with the R18, my coast-to-coast ride for the Pediatric Brain Tumor Foundation, riding for kids. I'm riding to raise funds and spread awareness for the Pediatric Brain Tumor Foundation. It's a great foundation. It helps kids who are diagnosed with the deadliest form of childhood cancer, which is brain tumor. The foundation helps the kids and their families with the treatment and treatment costs, support, training, and they also fund research into pediatric brain tumor. Did you know that every day there are 13 kids and teens in the US who are diagnosed with pediatric brain tumor? There's a lot of kids that need our help, and the Pediatric Brain Tumor Foundation does everything they can. This is the last day of the trip, day 18. I'm in Virginia, Raphine, however you pronounce it. I'm gonna head out to the Outer Banks so that I can touch the Atlantic Ocean, because we did the Pacific at Santa Monica, and then we're gonna head back home. My ride for the trip has been the 2022 BMW R18 Transcontinental. Huge shout out to BMW Motorrad North America and the BMW Performance Center for loaning me this bike. A huge shout out to our friends at Motorcycles of Greensboro for helping facilitate all of this and for setting me up with all the riding gear. You guys rock. Andrew and Motorcycles of Greensboro, the professor, everybody, y'all rock. Alright, so let's get on the road and we'll take it from there. Huge shout out to our friends at Motorcyclist Map for helping us out with planning out this trip. They're a tool that are created for motorcyclists, by motorcyclists. They have routes, amazing landmarks, historic monuments, bridges, whatever you want. And also a shout out to our friends at Lunar Lens, because they make these photographs look so amazing. And finally, our friends at Fusion 9. That's where I'll be headed right after Outer Banks, because you know what, I've been on the road for so long, eating gas station food and quick bites here and there. I need some real food.
And also a shout out to all of you guys, my viewers and subscribers and everybody who's supporting this ride. This has been an amazing 18 days on the road. Got to see some awesome places, some cool spots, historical spots, all of that. Got to meet some really cool people, lots of amazing folks on the road, bikers and otherwise. So yeah, it's been an amazing ride, and I've been quite successful in raising funds for the Pediatric Brain Tumor Foundation, so that's a big win for me. So, and I've been on this trip as a solo rider. This is just me riding and filming for you guys. I don't have a crew, I don't have a group, none of that. It's just me riding. I like riding by myself. I like riding with a group of friends too. That's my takeaway from a solo ride of this proportion, is that, you know, I am pretty much setting the pace. I am setting the schedule. I can ride for as long as I want or as little as I want. I can stop wherever I want for however long I want. It could be 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, an hour, I don't care. And I'm not really picky about food, so I can stop and eat wherever. So there's that. Now, the most I've ridden in one day during these 18 days has been, what 600 miles? And the least I've ridden during this time was 200 odd miles the day I did Colorado, because the scenes and it was just so beautiful, and I got some rain on the way as well. So yeah, there's that. But yeah, solo riding is a lot of fun. If you guys want to do it, try it, go for it.
I had to make a quick stop here. Those are the Blue Ridge Mountains. Gorgeous, right? There's a Blue Ridge Parkway that goes through it. We're not gonna get on that because although it's scenic, it takes a lot of time, and I'm trying to get back home today. So enjoy the views. Maybe someday, maybe one of these days, I'll take one of my bikes down to the Blue Ridge Parkway and make a video for you guys. But for today, just take a look at the mountains.
Since we last met and last spoke, we've covered some ground, and I am now past Newport News in Virginia, and we are heading into the Hampton Roads Bridge and Tunnel. We are headed towards Outer Banks, North Carolina. because I want to touch the East Coast and the Atlantic Ocean. And what better way than to be in North Carolina? So, what have I learned about long distance riding during my trip? There's been a few things. This was my first really long distance ride of sorts. My previous high was about 1,500 miles or so, doing the Iron Butt Challenge and things like that. But yeah, this was way longer than that. And yeah, the first thing I would like to point out is the weather conditions. You will never know what to expect. You don't know what to expect from the weather, so you have to be prepared. So when I started off from North Carolina, it was pretty hot. And just for reference, I'm doing this ride towards the end of June, and this is actually towards mid of July, 18 days. But anywho, so I started off, it was pretty hot in North Carolina, but as I got into Tennessee, it was still hot. And then Arkansas was a different beast altogether. It was hot and humid. Then, Oklahoma and Texas, New Mexico, they were all hot, but mostly dry heat. Not as humid as Arkansas. But Colorado brought a whole new set of challenges. It was cold, it was rainy. When you're up at those heights, it feels very different. So you gotta just be prepared, but have layers on, or have a good jacket that blocks a lot of wind and all that good stuff. Waterproof boots, gloves, all of that fun stuff. And then Nevada, man, it was hot. I think I hit temps of 110, 115, and it was windy. It was so windy. So you have to you have to take into account all of that, the weather conditions, the wind, the heat. I had a Camelback, so I had lots of water. I always had water. Anytime I stopped and I felt the water was running low, I'd get refilled, throw some ice, get some ice from the ice machine, and just keep on rolling. So just the weather and the heat, and be prepared for that, and have lots of water and electrolytes too. That'll help you stay focused. As well. Now the other thing is the time difference. So when you're heading out west, you start gaining time, so you can ride for a longer duration because the sun sets later. But that also brings another challenge of sorts, is that you're facing the sun for a long time, so it beats down on your face and you're just facing the heat all day for a long time. And as you start going west, gas stations start getting further and further away. Yeah, so there were a couple of times that I almost got stranded, like the distance to empty or the miles left was in single digits. So anytime you see a gas station, even if you're just a quarter of tank down or whatever, stop and refuel, get some gas. Just be prepared. Anytime you see a gas station, just stop. Ooh, look at this. We are in North Carolina, y'all. We are in North Carolina. And yeah, and these rides, these long rides, are tiring. Are tiring for long stretches. Especially when you're riding through a stretch of road for like hundreds of miles where there's not a lot of things around, not a lot of things going on. It's just you on the road, like I was for long stretches of time in Nevada. It gets really tiring, so rest up as much as you want, get lots of water, and just take your time, listen to your body, do whatever feels comfortable. And the weather's gotten better. Look, we're getting closer to the Outer Banks. We're getting closer and closer to the Outer Banks, y'all. The weather's looking nicer. It does not looking like it's gonna open up like it was a few moments ago. This is another thing. Like, you'll go through while you're riding and traveling, you'll see like the times where it seems like it's really overcast, just keep riding, and in a bit it just becomes beautiful, and vice versa. It could be beautiful and then boom, you're in the middle of a storm. So there's that. Oh, and the last thing is like when you're on a long ride like this, I'm doing what, 8,000 odd miles. I should be at 8,200 miles when I get back home. By the time I get home, so that means you're probably gonna have to get your bike serviced at some point in time. So plan ahead, because you'd have to be in one of the major cities along the way to find a service center. Now this is a BMW, so those service centers are only in the major cities, and at times they're far and few in between. So plan accordingly. As for my lodging every night, I would just keep riding and till I get tired, and then I'd find a spot and just and find a hotel or whatever close by and call it a night. So it was pretty much a walk-in because I didn't know how much I'd be riding, and the plans are gonna change every day. I pretty much came up with a new plan every single day just to see. I was very ambitious when I started, but as I started riding and as I was covering miles and stuff, my plans changed every day, and at times quite a few times in a day. So yeah, keep those in mind if you're planning a long trip. Alright, we're getting close. Let's hear some music.
So, ladies and gentlemen, the moment y'all been waiting for. I'm here in Outer Banks, Atlantic Ocean. Nag's Head, coast to coast, done. Thanks for watching. I'm gonna head out in a bit. Gonna soak in, savor the moment in for a little bit. And yeah, thank you for watching. A huge shout out to BMW Motorrad North America, BMW Performance Center, Motorcycles of Greensboro, and of course our partners at Motorcyclist Map, Lunar Lens, and Fusion 9. Actually, I'm headed to Fusion 9 right now because I'm hungry. 3.5 hours away, but let's go.
Yeah, that stop took longer than expected. I was really enjoying the moment, This was end of an epic trip. End of an epic trip. And it just hit me like a ton of bricks, man. The adrenaline wore off, and it just hit me like a ton of bricks. Yeah, it took lots of stops on the way here too. As you can see, it's getting dark. But yeah, doesn't take away from the fact that it was an amazing trip. And the one thing I forgot to mention is that my biggest takeaway is that there's still hope for humanity. There's goodness in people out there. Really, I met a lot of new folks and strangers. All of them were really helpful and friendly, and they helped me out with directions and tips and whatnot. Heck, I even dropped the bike once, remember, in Colorado, and a random stranger just stopped by and helped me get the bike up. So yeah, there's goodness in people out there. And speaking of goodness in people, you guys helped me achieve my target. My target was to get about $10,000 because the initial plan was to ride for 7,000 miles. I did about 8,000 miles, $1.50 per mile, which means I have raised a little over $12,000. So that's a big win. Thank you, everybody. You guys rock. You guys are amazing. And that brings us to the conclusion of this epic trip. As I had promised, heading to Fusion 9 to get my grub on and see some old friends. Thanks for watching, you guys. See you soon. Bro out.
Subscribe!